Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Celeste of all things. I decided I was feeling kind of nostalgic and I haven't touched this game in who knows how long. So why don't I try an old level, a level that I quite enjoyed and strictly speaking don't necessarily remember how to play that well, but we're gonna give it a best shot and see if I can beat it in one recording. Once I remember how to play, I feel like I'll probably be okay with it. I just need a little bit more practice to make it work. It has been quite a while since I've touched Celeste, and I mean, this level definitely holds a close spot in my heart given the story I told over it actually well over a year, just about a year ago now, right? I think it was the end of June where that I proposed to my girlfriend episode played. So I figured, why not since I am kind of pressed for time to have something to upload today, why don't I try this for a little bit and see where we end up. Clearly in the ground, dead in the dirt, but like I said, it's been a fair bit of time since I've touched this game. I think I can hopefully figure it out. We'll see. In kind of real life news, I mean, well, I've proposed and now the wedding is officially a thing. Just over 2 months away now. Kind of crazy to think about how long I've been doing this channel. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, just under 2 years isn't that much time, but it certainly feels like a pretty substantial amount of time when you put it into that perspective, I suppose. And I don't know, it's kind of cool that I've had a passion project go for this long with no reason other than I just wanted to. And, well, I guess also the reason of it's nice to share things with you like this. But, you know, it's something I'm going to keep working on and keep going with. And man, I love the music in this stage. It's such a good, like, final song that kind of, like, capitalizes on all the things I love about this game. Just, I know I talked about it in the final episode, but it really is a matter of just how the two different kind of motifs of the song kind of blend together, and it feels like a call and answer with the two Madeleines talking to each other and finally having that discourse, that closure to their character arc of sorts. And, I mean, again, it's just, for me, this is painfully nostalgic at this point because of, well, the story I told over it. And now we're so close to reaching that point where the next step in that story happens. We're still figuring out a whole lot of things. It's kind of in this awkward nebulous zone of we know when it's going to be, we know how it's going to be probably, but there's the, like, figuring out the venue and the dress, like what to wear and such. Right now you're looking at some pretty cool red and black vests because God forbid you ever be traditional about anything. You are a weirdo, and I couldn't ask for more on that front. I didn't get into this relationship for normal things. If anything, I love you because you are weird and atypical, just like me. That's all I can ask for. Oops, that's all I can ask for. I don't know, it's such a sweet thought to think I found someone who I can be so happy with and enjoy so many things together with, and still at the end of the day, feel completely myself. Like, I don't have to perform anything, I don't have to do anything more than what I want to with you. We're comfortable with each other, we have that connection that doesn't need much more over it. And it's unfortunate that I keep messing that part up. It's just, it's nice. It's nice to find someone who I care about and can spend so much time with and never get bored of or lose interest in the things that you're passionate in, and never afraid to share the things I'm passionate in about either. It's nice. It's just so nice. I love you, Kiwi. Something tells me I'm not going to beat this on tonight. Considering it took me like 3 hours when I was actually practicing the game, the fact that I'm even humoring the thought of this is maybe a little bit overconfident in my abilities, I'm now realizing. It was a cute thought, and if nothing else, I have you sitting here listening to me say things, and probably turning pink. I haven't turned to look, but I'm sure you are feeling things from the commentary. I don't know what else to say beyond that. This is a spooky level, Kiwi. It's a hard level. but it almost, I still maintain that it's way easier than chapter, what was it, 7C? 7C whooped my tushy, and 8C was, like, the C-side of chapter 8 was pretty rough too, but it wasn't, like, I think as bad as chapter 7. Chapter 7 just took so many attempts, and I don't know, I'm honestly thinking about, like, after the wedding, maybe going back to chapter 7C and replaying it until I beat it, kind of like what I'm doing here, and seeing what comes of it. But I don't know. That's food for thought for later. I mean, as it is, I mean, this is the furthest we've gotten on the attempts. Like, now that I've kind of remembered how the mechanics work, I'm making some convincing progress, but we'll see. I mean, the nature of Celeste is it's very much you can succeed and you can fail. I forget what I'm supposed to do here. Oh, I definitely wasn't supposed to do that. This is awkward. Well, like I said, any chance to succeed and many chances to fail, but here we are. We'll keep on going. I don't know, that got further than I expected to, and now I don't know how to process this. Should I, like, switch into something else to, like, make sure that I have an episode that can be edited and processed before the end of the night? Or continue with this, because it's, again, a sweet notion and a nostalgia trip, and a mechanically rewarding challenge to prove that I can still do this after not having touched anything Celeste related in at least 6 months, if not upwards of a year, because, I mean, the last episode that was uploaded was, like, a good year ago. It's mostly just a matter of I've played a level here or there just out of nostalgia in my own time. But I don't know. I'll go with it a little bit longer. If I get to 15 minutes of recording and don't have anything to show for it, I'll probably switch gears. But I'm certainly going to give it a try, if nothing else. I mean, we're consistently getting at least this far now, which is pretty promising overall, I would say. Let's see, what else can I talk about? So I guess I know I mentioned this in the... I want to say it was the more recent Hades episodes. We're doing a whole lot of cooking lately. I mean, we're always cooking together. That's like one of our big defining things. I mean, if anyone else has listened to me ramble on this channel, you know we're foodies to a T. We love to cook, we love to bake, and we're not afraid to experiment with crazy new recipes that sometimes end in catastrophe, sometimes end in incredible accomplishment. Alright, so I think what I have to do here is I hold onto the jelly, and I let it go, and it hits that little nodule there. Not a nodule. Not sure why I called it that. Okay, I don't remember any of this section, so we're going to play it by feel a little bit. Okay, made that work. Oh, I think I was supposed to jump on that. No, okay, I wasn't. Okay, we're good, we're good. This goes down here. Okay, so I jump on this, I dash to the left, or the right. I know my cardinal directions. Jeez, we're getting up to the last section very quickly, so... Oh gosh, Kiwi, I'm gonna put some really saccharine nonsense into this playthrough. Oh, okay, we failed. But okay, you know what? We made it to the last section of the chapter. That is promising. That is, in fact, promising. Also managed to salvage this run. That could have ended very poorly for me. All right, look at this. We're making it work. I can do this. Kiwi, I don't know what else to say. I'm enamored by you. Someone who can be as introverted and awkward as you, and yet never stop to show kindness, compassion, thoughtfulness, concern for those around you. Like, no matter how uncomfortable it makes you, you're always thinking about others, and you have a bit, like me, you have a very bad habit of putting others before yourself in terms of your mental health, your physical well-being sometimes. You certainly are willing to exert yourself at your own expense for the sake of others, and I know how exhausting that can feel and how kind of... how to phrase this, how kind of imprisoning that feeling can be of needing to help others. But I do think that's one of the most amazing traits you have as well. You go so far for so many others, and I think you need to give yourself more credit about that. I think you're an amazing person. I think it's the simplest way to say that, and it's not just me being your partner saying that. I know, like, oh, he says that because he loves you, but it really is just... I love you because that is who you are. I love you for you. Don't ever change, okay? Don't ever feel the need to change for other people. Be who you are, and if you need to set boundaries, it's okay to set boundaries. You're an important person, and those people you're taking care of in their lives too, and the last thing they need is for you to burn out at their expense. And they'll understand if you need some time. They will. All right, this might be getting a little too personal now. Let's switch gears. Okay. My favorite Pokemon is Gengar. That is a natural segue off of what I was just saying, right, Kiwi? Your favorite Pokemon is Charizard. Very original on that. Like I can actually criticize Gengar's like number 3. Charizard might be number 1, but Gengar's like number 3 in the popularity polls. I have no originality either. What was that? He was number 2. Okay, Kiwi's like, oh, who is 2? I don't know, Pikachu? I mean, I feel like it's probably Pikachu. Also, full context, Kiwi is absolutely here, and Kiwi the President is absolutely here just listening to me ramble and being overly saccharine once again over the Celeste recording. So, you know, here we are. She has a cat on her lap. She's feeding it treats. I have no extra statements beyond this. Hi, Kiwi. I am not hopeful for completing this. Like, it feels doable, but I don't think I'm going to commit a whole sweaty half hour. I'm coated in sweat, Kiwi. The air conditioner has not been turned on. The fan is off so that it's not getting picked up on the recording, and I am just dripping sweat from my temples. I'm wearing headphones. It does not help. I'm sure you want to hear that. Like, this recording is all over the place, Kiwi. I don't even know what I'm supposed to talk about at this point. I said what I needed to say. But we'll say it again. I love you. Hooray. Wow, that sounded convincing. You know, funny story. So since I'm looking at things in the background, and again, I have to notice that, like, last year was a weirdly cassette-themed year, considering all the games I played between Celeste, Cassette Beasts. Because I had not thought about tape recorder cassettes since I was a kid, where I had a bunch of them, like the Backstreet Boys, the NSYNC, Britney Spears, I think were like the main ones we had. Because of course those were like all the like super popular, like everyone in my generation would listen to sort of performers back then. And I definitely had a Barney tape. I definitely had, I think, the original Pokemon movie soundtrack on cassette as well. Speaking of which, I got to show you some of those songs recently, and you were so thrown off by, like, what the heck is this music? Because it's not, only some of it is Pokemon themed, some of it is, like, just really generic upbeat, like, together forever. I don't know the rest of the lyrics because I can't do lyrics. I'm so bad at remembering lyrics, Kiwi. It's kind of embarrassing. It's a thing that you constantly call me out for. And now I make it a point to bastardize lyrics even when I do know them, because what does it matter? You're gonna judge me whether I know them or not. Because every time I get lyrics right, you're just like, wow, you got them right this time. Yes, Miss Snark, I did get them right this time. Thank you for noticing. I don't know, it's interesting what weird inside jokes we've developed through our relationship. Things that we haven't thought about in a long time, like googly eyes, when we would just like stare at each other kind of zoned out, like, you know, like the weird infatuation thing that people apparently do, I guess. I don't know. Just like, I mean, I have the persona of like a golden retriever or a Labrador retriever sort of thing, where I just have like these big open mouth doofy smiles when I'm really happy, and I get called out for those all the time, but so be it. If I'm happy, at least people will know I'm happy. And I'm more likely to, Kiwi, I look at you the way I look at a big fluffy golden retriever or a nice buffet of tacos. There are a few things in life that give me as much joy as those things, and yet you are somehow one of those. And it's nice to just be like around you and look at you and just feel happy, not because of anything you're doing and not because of anything I'm doing, just because we're there together, you know? It's a very pleasant notion to have that feeling, I suppose. All right, we are back at the final section one more time. Can I not choke and actually have a recording for tonight? Probably not. This section took me for quite a while to like get down to my original playthrough, so I'm not optimistic, but we will see. We will see. Okay, 1, 2, up. Oh, I was one jellyfish away from getting it. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can actually do this. Man, it is nice to return to this game as kind of just like a weirdly comfort zone. I don't feel like that's the appropriate way to describe it, but I guess it kind of is, because I mean, if nothing else, it's mechanically consistent. I mean, I still have a flub jump here or there because I pulled the wrong direction on the control stick, but it is way more consistent than I would have expected, for me. I remember in Chapter 3 when I first started playing this game, I had such a hard transition. I was like, should I do mouse and keyboard, or should I play keyboard, or should I play controller? And I tried keyboard, and it just did not mesh with my brain, but I am so, oops, I think that's the first time I've ever died on that, like, out of my entire playthrough. At least as far as I can remember. I usually don't get hit by that. Unfortunate. Oh well. But like, I remember in chapter 3, I was trying out keyboard and I'm just like, nope, 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 can't do this. And the issue was like control stick wise, like sometimes, okay, I just forgot to dash there. Control stick wise, I would just sometimes forget to, or no, I wouldn't forget. I would just angle the control stick slightly in the wrong direction and dash, like, instead of diagonal, I would dash cardinal, for example, I guess is how I would phrase it. There, hey, I did it. I did the exact thing I was describing. There we go. Okay, case in point. And that's the one downside to controller, I think, is it's a little less consistent potentially with control stick positioning, but I don't know. I think in general for me when playing games, I prefer controller. I do controller for Hades. I do controller for most every game, and even mouse and keyboard games. I've found ways to try and eliminate the mouse component to the playthrough. I dashed too late that one. Right. Like I prefer, particularly I prefer not involving mouse in gameplay. I'd rather have. This is gonna sound weird, but if I can, having a free hand during a game is ideal for me so I can play a different game. Like, it was something I trained into myself back when I was in grad school and undergrad, honestly grade school. I like to have a second monitor game. Often it's RuneScape, but I often would do like one game in one hand, another game in another hand, often Pokemon or RuneScape, like games that don't need a ton of mechanical attention, but can still still need some amount of babying to have played effectively. And so like I was always the like split screen sort of guy. RuneScape was like the perfect game for me in that regard because I could so easily dual monitor it, and I'm still playing RuneScape to this day. I'm maxed in RuneScape 3 because I didn't want to give up the account that I had progressed on for so long when the big transition, the evolution of combat happened. But more recently, I'm playing old school. Basically, the most recent iteration of League, their big like custom game world, custom game mode system. I tried it for the first time, and I had so much fun. You played with me too, and that was a lot of fun. And I decided to stick with old school for a bit, just because I was enjoying it so much. And every now and again, I pop my head back into old RuneScape 3 just to maintain some of the like passive moneymakers, because my goodness, are there so many passive moneymakers in RuneScape 3? It may as well just have them active wherever possible. All right, I'm gonna focus here. I can do this. All right, just need to remember what I'm supposed to be doing, right? So take this and launch. 1, 2. I think we got this. I think we got this, Kiwi. Oh my goodness, I think we've got this. 1, and there it is. Let's not throw here. I still have the chance to throw, so I'm gonna focus for a brief second. But all right, Kiwi, there we go. I managed to beat this in under 20 minutes. Playing from scratch after not touching this game for a good at least 6 months, if not almost closer to a year. But Kiwi, if there's one thing I want to say, it's that I've made Celeste a weirdly personal game for us, and a lot of the memories, a lot of the feelings around both my personal growth on this channel and our connection together happened during this playthrough, and it makes it all the more special. So I can't wait for you to listen to this video again sometime down the road and get all pink-faced and flustered, and just know, most importantly, out of everything that I've said in this episode, I love you. We're getting married in less than 2 months, and I couldn't be happier. I hope you're sleeping well, Kiwi. I'll see you in the next one.